loves, welcome back to another video. I'm Sbahle Mkhize and this is my channel. If you are a regular degular, a regular liker, a regular sharer, honey, thank you so much for coming back once again. And if you're new here today, welcome to the channel. Make sure that you click that subscribe button so you can join the regular degulars. We are on the road to 40k subbies, so please do make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Moreland University offers online teaching degrees and educational programs for educators and career changers all over the world. They offer flexible, affordable pathways to quality teaching, fast-tracking your career and impact on students' lives. The enrollment dates are flexible, so you can start whenever you are ready. Click the link in my bio for more info. So if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I'm a teacher. And if you are a teacher, if you've been teaching for a very long time like I have, you know that sometimes things just feel off, Lessons don't land the way they used to. Students seem very disengaged and even might feel a bit stuck when you're teaching, So today we're going to be breaking down 6 signs that it might be time to switch up your teaching approach. And also because we are great teachers, we are good teachers. Sometimes even great teachers need to refresh now and then. So today I'm going to give you guys just 6 signs that it's time for you to rejuvenate your teaching, to switch things up a bit so that your classes land the way that you want them to. All right, the first sign is that your students look a bit bored or they seem bored in your classroom. Now, when you are halfway through a lesson, you see a blank stare in one of your kids, or someone is sleeping on the table, or someone is just not listening to you attentively. This is not just a bad day lesson or a bad lesson. It just could be a pattern that you could be experiencing with your classes. Boredom is a big indicator that your lessons might not be as engaging for your students anymore. So that doesn't mean you need to be, super loud and super animated, but try to have more student-led activities in your class, real world applications, and switch out the layout of your classroom. Don't always start with the same activities or the same routines that you have. Switch up the routines. That could also spark us some energy in your classroom. The second sign is that you are doing all the talking. Now, I know as teachers, we feel we should be doing the lecturing, but honestly, the classroom needs to be very much, separated in terms of the who's speaking and when. You need to also, as a teacher, take a step back and allow your kids to actually speak. And so you could be a passive listener and observe how they work in teams. You could start doing some think, pair, share activities, debates, project-based learning, anything that gets your students talking, thinking, and doing. That is key to getting them super energized and engaged in your classroom. The next sign is that you dread your own lessons. Now, as a teacher, let's be honest, are you still excited about teaching your classes? Like truly excited about walking into that classroom? If the answer is yes, then that you don't need this video. If the answer is no, stay watching, okay? If planning feels like a chore, teaching feels like it's super repetitive, and your students are probably picking up on that. Passion is contagious and so is burnout, all right? So refresh your practice with new tools, new topics, or even co-planning with a colleague to rejuvenate that spark that you have. Get some new ideas, switch up your lessons, and that will really help you also rejuvenate your teaching approach and methods. Another clear sign that maybe it's time to switch it up a bit in your classroom is when your kids start asking you, why are we learning this? If your students don't see relevance, okay, about the topic, about what they're learning, motivation will drop immediately. All right. This is your cue to connect, okay, the content that you're teaching with your kids. Bring in some real life context, add some context that are actually truthful and that they can see in their lives. All right. You can start shaping the way they observe and see things around them. Give them choices. Let them explore projects that actually spark up their interest, that keep them excited. This will really pay off when it comes to their engagement. All right, the next one I want to talk about is when you are starting to reuse the same materials over and over. This is one that I've actually fallen victim to because I feel like when you have a good routine, you think kids are going to be the same and the worksheets are going to be needed are going to be the same. And that's not the case. Look, Using resources is super smart, it's working smart, especially when you've got a rhythm. But if your materials or your lessons haven't evolved in the past 3 to 4 years, let me tell you, your students have, okay? And it's time to switch up your materials and your lessons, okay? Our learners change, the world changes, and so does our teaching. We need to make a habit of refreshing our curriculum, our assessments, our worksheets in the classroom. Try a new tech tool, integrate some current affairs, get some feedback from your students who are graduating or are leaving your grade. Ask them, what did you enjoy? What didn't you enjoy? Why did you enjoy it? Etc. etc. This could really help you switch it up a bit and make your lessons super student led and student centered. Okay. The last sign I want to talk about is obviously one that I feel like we mostly feel as teachers. You are feeling fatigued all the time. Obviously, this is going to be obviously very situation dependent. If you are someone who's started a new diet, or you're exercising more than often, or your sleeping has changed, that could also affect your tiredness. But also, when you're walking into your school and you feel like, oh, not this again, not this job again, if you're feeling like that, I think it might be time to either think about career changing or upscaling yourself, thinking about what I need to do to study further to make sure that I am walking in confident, I'm walking in excited to apply what I am learning in my school, etc., etc. So this leads me to my point about Moreland University. Moreland offers multiple different master's programs as well as the Teach Now preparation certificate that you can enroll in today. They are constantly enrolling anytime in the year, so you can do it according to your finances and your schedule. And what I love is that in the lecture, in the VC, where we are with other teachers from around the world and our coordinator, you are literally talking about classroom environments, classroom management, strategies and approaches, whatever the case may be. And the next day, you can take what you are doing and apply it. You can test it out. I love that you can apply it in real life, and you can take what you are learning in the classroom and apply it immediately. You can put it to the test. And that I feel is super exciting as a teacher, because you're hearing what other teachers are doing, you're seeing how it's improving their teaching, and then you're looking at your teaching situation and thinking, okay, let me see if I can put this to the test. In addition to all the other amazing stuff that you are doing, and you are getting so much growth as a teacher, you are learning from other teachers, and you are starting to become a 21st century teacher. So if you are ready to try something new, approach your teaching with a different outlook, check out Moreland University. I've left the information in the description box. There's a link for you to click just to go through their site, go through their courses, read their course outline, message one of their facilitators to have a one-on-one conversation with them to see how they can help you upscale yourself as a teacher. Finally, guys, I just want to say switching up your approach isn't admitting failure, okay? It's recognizing that you need to grow, you need to evolve as an educator. Teaching is dynamic, and it's one of the best roles that I've ever taken in my life. And as an educator, rather, I want to be able to say, listen, I'm growing, I'm evolving, I'm doing better. And me, myself, as a teacher who's currently in China, I know that things will be different if I decide to move to a new country. But I know that at the core of it, I know that I'm helping young children to be citizens in the world that will be critical thinkers, innovators, problem solvers, and who will be able to challenge the world around them, but also create, inspire, and also learn from other people. So yeah, my love, let me know in the comment section, which of these signs have you noticed in your teaching journey? Or what's one thing you've made or done that you feel like, okay, this has really changed up my energy, my approach, the way I teach, as well as the kids. I can see that they are loving it. And, let that, share that with us in the comment section so other teachers can also learn. And if you enjoyed this video, please do make sure that you click the subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up. If you haven't already, share it with other teachers, and make sure that you also drop us a comment if you haven't already. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.